Hello, love. Welcome to Wildcard Wednesdays here on the Libyan Key. This is where we take a more cosmic, galactic, spiritual approach or interpretation and perspective on varying topics. Okay, know that if this message has found you or you have found it, that there is something here for you. That is always the intention of these messages, here to support you on your journey here on Mama Gaia in this incarnation. Okay, so we have got the energies of Commander Ashtar here with us to speak about and give us a galactic perspective on the number 22, the master number 22, divine feminine energies, and the Merkaba, and how they are all connected. He started by coming into this reading holding a Merkaba in front of him, showing me the energies of the Merkaba. Now, when you look at the etymology and the interpretation of what Merkaba means, some people pronounce it Merkaba, very different variations of spelling. He's showing me that what we need to focus on more than anything is not the spelling or not the pronunciation, but the vibration and frequency of the sacred geometry in the Merkaba, because it is an energy above and beyond anything else. It has been interpreted as light body spirit in terms of its etymology and what it means, but also as a thing to ride in, a cart or a chariot. And he's now showing me the Merkaba energy around us and our own Merkaba or light body spirit that each and every one of us has templated into our bodies and souls, okay? What's interesting is when I went to go write the date down for this message, as I was doing the notes here to start in the meditation, I said September 27th, 1993. 1993. Okay. Perhaps that's significant to one of you here. He's not giving me anything other than the fact that this, interestingly enough, we're talking like 30 years ago, right? And the number 3 is now what he's showing me. That I hadn't really thought of that, actually. That's funny. That hadn't come to my mind. The thing that he wants to focus on, though, and 3 being the number of creation, and it's somehow connected here with Merkaba and the syllables 3 in Merkaba, light body spirit, this idea of a trinity. When you look at the Merkaba as an image, and actually I'm going to be asking through the numerology guidance cards, and I'll just hold up the top card here, but this is essentially what a Merkaba looks like, right? If this is new to you. And of course, we're talking about a 3-dimensional shape here. Now, interesting that this is self-love, eh? I love that. That could be a specific message for some of you too. So there is something within this, the way that, because I keep on hearing the word Trinity here. Trinity and the significance of Trinity and how there's something harmonious in that. The same way that the Merkaba is a harmonizing sacred geometry. When you take the year 1993 or that number and you reduce it, you get the number 22. Okay, that's a master number. And specifically, I heard here the divine feminine energies doubled to the 4. So when you add 2 and 2 together, you get a 4. 2 and 4 are feminine energies or feminine numbers. He also is saying that we, more and more of us seeing the number 2 repeating itself, or 4 for that matter. These are divine feminine codes, and this is part of the divine feminine journey as an energy here on Mama Gaia, embedded in the number 22. And he's focusing more on 22 right now, even though that reduces to a 4. He's going to get to that in a second. And then I saw this image of two twos, like looking at each other. What does that look like to you? Well, then immediately I saw the Two of Cups from the Tarot of Dreams, which is the deck that I'm going to be asking through as well, where there is two swans and their necks going in like this. There is a swan energy coming through here as well in these divine feminine, in this divine feminine number, and these twos looking at each other, which has very much to do with finding true beauty within ourselves. Okay. This swan song energy reflecting the divine feminine, because there is so much the divine feminine has to say in this rebalancing that's taking place here at this time on Mama Gaia. And also it looks like a heart. And the Merkaba is connected to unconditional love and the energies of the heart. And he's actually showing me the Merkaba in the heart space right now, and how in essence it sort of lives there. It lives at our center, and he's showing it to me now as a portal, and this is how it becomes the chariot through which we travel, through which our light spirit body travels and is able to astral travel. It's able to, again, access cosmic time. He's reminding me of that meditation, right? Where we access source. That's another way that you can put it. And he wants to give us a message from the number 22 as a vibration, as if the number 22 is speaking to us. What is it trying to say to us? And its connection to the Merkaba. And it's interesting because these are two tetrahedrons. The Merkaba, geometrically speaking, is two tetrahedrons, two within each other. He's also reminding me that this is a balancing between the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies, because we've got one tetrahedron, which two-dimensionally looks like a triangle that's pointing downwards, right? And another one pointing upwards, right? Which is like the hexagram. So, rebalancing. But he's also pointing me to the fact that 22 is a master builder number, which reduces to 4. And is specifically giving me the energies here of the Taurus archetype in astrology. This idea of giving it time, of nurturing something, of tending to a legacy, is what I'm hearing. But the nurturance and these divine feminine energies, and I'm seeing now the color like dark green, like this forest green, this tending to these energies. Currently, Jupiter and Uranus are in Taurus, and they're quite close to each other, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure how they're aspecting, but there's something there's an unexpected blessing in this regard. That's how it's being translated to me with regard to this connection to Jupiter and Uranus, okay? Because Jupiter is always about expansion and blessings, is how it's coming through for this message. And Uranus, unexpected change, that lightning bolt. He's showing me that these are also codes. So there are divine feminine codes in this. Unexpected change, unique change, lightning bolt, inspiration. And there are a lot of obviously erratic energies around this right now, just like with any ascension process, okay? So it's coming back to tending the body. I feel like I need to keep these notes out in front of me. Let me just keep these notes out in front of me before I get into the cards. Okay, so I'm also working with some galactic energies here in terms of the crystals. I've got a piece here of Libyan desert glass, bringing that energy into this reading, okay? And this Tektite, which is wrapped in copper. Now, something in these energies, again, these are totally instinctively, intuitively brought into this reading, is something in these energies connected to the Merkaba. Now, I think what I'm getting from them is this being very much the light aspect of it, the spirit aspect of it, the Merkaba, and this being that body grounding aspect in it. But what's interesting is that these both of these crystals are very much connected to bodily energies, even though they're very galactic in nature, because we do associate this with a very grounding energy, this Tektite, it being black as well in color, connected to the root chakra, and this Libyan desert glass being very solar plexus in its energy as well, connected to the solar plexus chakra. Okay, all right, so I'm going to start by asking through the numerology guidance cards. These are messages regarding the galactic perspective, okay, around the number, additional messages here to what we've already discussed regarding the galactic perspective of 22, this idea of these divine feminine codes and the Merkaba and how it's all kind of coming together. Let's see what comes through here. Okay. And also he's saying to me, seeing the number 22, 2's repeating, and also 4's repeating. He keeps on coming back to this energy of it being divine feminine codes, and that you essentially like stop what you're doing when you see these numbers and access the portal of the heart. Okay, we've got the number 4 at the bottom of the deck, perseverance. These are the energies of the heart space. He's telling me that these are going to be happening repeatedly, hence the perseverance. There's a discipline associated with this too, okay? In terms of grounding the energies is what he's showing me, because I'm also feeling the energies here of Archangel Sandalphon wanting to ground these heart energies. Okay, so we've got 33. This is another, it's considered another master number or power number, depending on how you want to interpret it. So we've got communication here with 33 and 2 with patience. Okay. So we've got the 2 and the 4 coming out here in this deck to confirm these divine feminine codes. And interestingly enough, when you add 2 and 4 together, you get a 6, which is the number associated with Venus, which is connected to Commander Ashtar and the Venetian Galactic Council. These are inherently divinely feminine energies, wanting to be encoded within the fabric of Mama Gaia, is what I'm hearing. They're showing me a mountain. They're showing me a mountain, and I'm seeing a lot of lush greenery everywhere. There's something in the mountain. There's something, you know what? This could actually be a physical thing in terms of you, if you're close to mountains, going out into mountains and meditating in mountains. But there's something about the altitude, because they keep on showing me that the apex of the mountain and like these light energies coming through the mountain. They're actually showing me Mama Gaia taking in these light codes for herself. Okay, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier, and the Taurian energies of having patience. This too is also connected to the sacral chakra, it being the 2nd major chakra, and also the energies of the divine feminine. This 33 again reduces to a 6. We've got lots of Venusian energies wanting to come in here. They're also showing me that this is how we are being communicated to. This is how we are being communicated to, through these repeating numbers, through the portal of our heart, that Merkaba being the portal of our heart, and that is the access point for communication. Okay. Judgment as I cut the deck here. Judgment as I cut the deck. Another 2 coming through. They keep on coming back to this judgment energy as how you are actually, okay. This is, okay. So the judgment energy here is coming through as this being an essential part of the ascension process, is how they're showing it to me. Okay. Also got the 6 of Wands here. Beautiful energy of support. Again, another confirmation of these Venusian energies wanting to come through. And the 3 of Cups. This is Mercury in Cancer. Another divine feminine energy here. of synergy, of celebration, of coming together. This is also a nod to uniting divine feminine and divine masculine energies within the self. Okay. Ooh. Does this one want to come out? Yes, it does. Okay, so look at that. Lovers at the bottom of the deck. That's another 6 coming through. This Lover's energy being about coming into union. These divine masculine and divine feminine energies coming into union. Take that however that resonates for you. What Commander Ashtar is really focusing on, though, is union of self. And the union of these two, that's what the Merkaba is. The union of these two energies coming through. Okay, so we've got the 9 of Swords, 8 of Cups. Oof, okay. This is more of a specific message. 6 of Wands coming out again. And Judgment. Okay. All right. This is a specific message that he wants to share here, and it has a lot to do with the empath journey. Okay, so there's a lot of anxieties coming up when we get this pulsating influx of these light energies, codes, love, heart space, chakra activations, portals. It can be really overwhelming emotionally. And it can actually cause anxiety because the ego and the mind is how he's showing it to me, doesn't get it. And it's very difficult for the ego and the mind to wrap itself around the concept of what's going on in terms of how this is feeling in the body, how this is being expressed. So there is a lot of shadow work that comes up around this. He's confirming that, and he's especially pointing me to this hand, this shadowy hand, right here in this card. Okay, and with this Mars and Gemini energy, this is thoughts on overload, right? This is being way too caught up in the mind, and you battling your own thoughts is how he's showing it to me. And this is how the mind or the ego tries to cling on to something it knows and understands, is familiar with, because this is whole new territory, is what he's saying. We've never gone through this ascension process before here on Mama Gaia. This is a whole new form of ascension, is how he's showing it to me. It's very unique to this time and place, in this time-space continuum, to our linear time here on Mama Gaia as well. So this is totally unprecedented, right? Like, we don't know. We haven't been through this before. And with this 8 of Cups energy, how this is coming up is, because this is Saturn in Pisces, this is about dissolving limitations and walking away from things that you thought were true for you, that you thought were, and he specifically, actually, this is coming through a lot in terms of the emotional body. We're dealing with cups here. So this is about relationships, because he keeps on coming back to this number 2 and the divine feminine. So there is a lot dissolving, and and he's reminding me it's Libra season. So there's a lot of that going on right now, where we're revisiting, and with the South Node in Libra, we're revisiting a lot of what it means to be in a relationship with ourselves and with others. Okay? Now, because the Lovers are coming out at the bottom of the deck here, I definitely have to say, like, this is a very specific nod to one-on-one intimate relationships, because we've got the Lovers coming out at the bottom of the deck. And the crazy thing is that this, as I pulled this deck forward to me, the Tree of Life wanted to pop out. And he's showing this to me like a Merkaba. So somebody here watching this, that's a specific confirmation with you if you're working with the energies of the Tree of Life, and anything to do with the Kabbalah or the Kabbalah. Again, the same pronunciation, it doesn't matter. Okay, so this is really beautiful though, because the energies currently are being very supportive in this with regard to the ascension process. That's what these two cards are confirming. It's a simple, straightforward message. These are the energies of Jupiter in Leo and the energies of Pluto, transformation and change. The Jupiter in Leo energies here are about, I'm hearing, basking in your self-identity, self-love. Keeps on directing me back to the solar plexus with that, and especially with regard to the empath journey. And he's showing me now the triangle that you see here right on this chest plate of this figure. And that in these divine feminine codes, in these divine feminine, the divine feminine rising and rebalancing, there is a healing happening to the masculine as well. It goes both ways, hence the Merkaba, because the Merkaba goes both ways. Those divine feminine energies and divine masculine energies go both ways as well. And look, there's another triangle here, right at the top of the Judgment card. So these are, I'm just going to close out the reading by holding these two up and focusing in on those triangles, because that's the next part of this. In this rising of the divine feminine, I feel like I should do a whole video on that or message on that, because it's like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Divine feminine rising. We throw that around. And I mean, we all kind of have a general idea of what that is, and we can feel that intuitively, but specifically, how is it playing out right now, energetically? The thing is, when we have a rebalancing and the divine feminine rising, the divine masculine also rises, is what he's saying here, in these two triangles going up, and they're two. So we have the energies of the divine feminine, and we're at 22 minutes, helping the divine masculine to rise out of its distortion, is what I'm hearing. To rise out of the distorted masculine energies that have been rampant here for millennia. Okay, I'm going to end it there. Thank you, Commander Ashtar, for being here with us, for bringing this message forth, and to Archangel Sandalphon for helping us to grab these energies. He did want to come in to do that as well. I thank you for being here, and I am sending you so much love wherever you are, in love and liberation always.